If you're looking for movies or TV shows featuring Canadian romance movies, you just click on the right video. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on discovering great movies and TV shows again. Number 1. Normal, 2007.
The smallest disturbance alters the path.
Right into us.
Things work out, isn't it?
I need to speak to your wife. Get off my property.
A grieving mother, unable to move on after her son's death, leaves his room as it was, wanting her youngest son to be like his deceased brother. A teenager leaves juvenile detention, returning home to an angry father and a lonely young stepmother. A college professor whose autistic brother separates from his wife and becomes attracted to a female student. The narrative gradually unravels the connection between the mother, the teenager, and the professor, all stemming from a car accident. A teenager on parole talks with his deceased son's girlfriend and must resolve his relationship with his stepmother, the professor encouraging his brother to date. Number 2. Daydream Nation, 2010.
What'd you call me?
Everyone knows that you've banged like 40 different guys.
Hi, Mr. A.
Caroline.
Can I come in?
Oh,
The mat says welcome.
I hate that man.
17-year-old Caroline Wexler moves with her father from the big city to a small, remote village in the middle of nowhere. Her new school is boring, and Caroline doesn't particularly connect with her new classmates. She only feels a bond with her teacher, Mr. Anderson, and decides to try and win him over. Easier said than done, as the two hit it off immediately and often spend quality time together. However, her classmate Thurston, who is struggling with the loss of his best friend, is also interested in Caroline. She too is drawn to the boy her own age, and the situation between the two men develops into a rather unusual love triangle. Number 3. Laurence Anyways, 2012.
100 pages pour nous faire comprendre que Tutu encule Tactave. Félicitations, Laurent. Non, mais c'est un petit prix. Vous boirez à notre santé.
In Montreal in the late 1980s, Laurence Anyways is a brilliant literature professor and renowned poet who seems to have a perfect life, including a passionate and profound relationship with his lover, Frédéric Fred Belair. However, on his 30th birthday, Laurence reveals a secret he has kept hidden all his life. He feels he is a woman born in a man's body and intends to live his life authentically as a woman. The narrative follows their tumultuous journey over 10 years, 1989 to 1999. Initially, Fred chooses to remain by Laurence's side, acting as his ally and stylist as they face the judgmental gazes of family, colleagues, and society. However, the weight of societal prejudice and the changing dynamics of their romantic relationship. Number 4. Molly Maxwell, 2013.
Maxwell, don't do the boring slacker thing with me.
She's not a slacker. She has a genius IQ, FYI.
I forgot everyone at Phoenix is a precious snowflake.
The film centers on Molly Maxwell, a teenage girl attending a prestigious alternative high school in Toronto, where every student is expected to be a prodigy or a budding genius. Surrounded by young virtuosos and brilliant scientists, Molly feels painfully ordinary and lacks the drive to find her thing. Her parents and teachers are constantly pushing her to find her voice, but she remains comfortably invisible. Everything changes when she joins a photography class taught by a young, charismatic, and slightly disillusioned teacher named Ben Carter. Ben is the first person to see a unique spark in Molly's average perspective. As he encourages her artistic growth, their relationship evolves from a mentor-student. Number 5. Gurov and Anna, 2014.
Had 2 lives. One open, seen.
Ben, a cynical and disillusioned literature professor at a Montreal university, despite a stable life with his wife and 2 young daughters, feels spiritually empty and creatively stuck. His obsession with Chekhov begins to seep into his reality, leading him to believe that he can only truly feel alive through a grand and tragic love story. Then comes Anna, a young and ambitious student in his class. Ben is captivated by her youth and intellectual curiosity. The two begin a passionate and forbidden romance that quickly spirals out of control. While Ben views their relationship through a romantic literary lens, the real-world consequences, including the breakdown of his family life and Anna's increasing instability, begin to have a devastating impact. Number 6. Below Her Mouth, 2016.
Anna, stop booking the wedding.
I haven't had time.
Say goodbye last night.
I'll be here until dark and you never see me again.
One drink.
Two very different women who fall in love with each other. Jasmine is a successful fashion editor who seems to have a comfortable and settled life. She is engaged to her fiancé, Ryle, and busy planning their future together. However, her world is turned upside down when she meets Dallas, a confident and charismatic roofer who has recently experienced a breakup. The attraction between the two women is immediate and undeniable. Despite Jasmine's initial hesitation and her commitment to her fiancé, she finds herself drawn into a passionate and life-changing romance with Dallas. What begins as a purely physical encounter quickly develops into a deep, emotional connection that forces Jasmine to confront the reality. Number 7. Bitter Harvest, 2017.
Ukraine must be taught to bow to our will.
Celebrated simple freedoms to live and to love.
A young artist named Yuri is born into a family of Ukrainian resistance fighters. Set in the 1930s and centered on a remote village, Yuri's life is defined by his deep love for his childhood sweetheart, Natalka, and his desire to carry on his family's legacy of pride and independence. However, their peaceful life is shattered when Joseph Stalin's Soviet Union begins its aggressive expansion and the forced collectivization of agriculture. As the Bolsheviks confiscate crops and livestock, rural Ukraine is struck by a devastating systematic famine. Yuri is forced to join the resistance and eventually finds himself in a Soviet prison in Kyiv. He must fight to escape and return to his village to save Natalka and his people from the Black Famine. Number 8. The New Romantic, 2018.
Your local hopeless romantic. I'm sad to report, romance is dead.
Okay, I'm gonna kill you, Colin.
What? Why?
Because your love life's boring.
Frustrated with the lack of chivalrous guys her own age, a college senior gives up on dating for love to date an older man in exchange for gifts instead. Blake Conway, a cynical college senior and aspiring journalist, disillusioned with the current state of love. He finds the modern dating world, characterized by a culture of quick hookups and a lack of effort, soul-crushing. With graduation approaching and the pressure of winning a prestigious journalism award, Blake finds his column about his boring love life failing to gain traction. Inspired by a friend's success as a sugar baby, Blake decides to undertake a daring social experiment. He will become a sugar baby himself to document the experience. Number 9. What We Don't Say, 2019.
Why are you working here? These are good, man.
Excited to meet her?
Hi.
Oh, I'm Ben.
The story centers on Ben, a young man at a crossroads in his life. After a period of directionlessness and emotional stagnation, he meets Vivian, a woman whose presence begins to challenge his reserved nature. The film meticulously tracks the evolution of their bond, moving beyond the initial spark of attraction into the more difficult territory of vulnerability and truth. As they grow closer, the narrative explores the concept of unspoken things, the secrets, fears, and past traumas that individuals often hide from their loved ones for fear of judgment or rejection. Ben is haunted by past failures and feelings of inadequacy, while Vivian navigates her own complexities. Number 10. Stay the Night, 2022.
I wanted to follow up about the associate position.
You are more reserved, Grace. And sometimes that reserve comes across as standoffish.
I'm standoffish.
Grace, a quiet, socially awkward, hard-working woman, has recently been denied a promotion and feels increasingly disconnected from the dating world. After a failed one-night stand, she finds herself stranded in the city late at night. By chance, she meets Carter, a professional hockey player who has just been cut from his team and is facing the possible end of his career. They are both at a major crossroads in their lives, feeling lost and defeated. Rather than part ways, they decide to spend the night strolling through the deserted, snowy streets of Toronto. As they wander from empty parks to late-night restaurants, their initial guard begins to crumble.